Friday, and all of our guests today, including Don Waddell of the Columbus Blue Jackets, standing by, brought to you by the Bayside Oceanfront Resort in Parksville. Call them directly, 250-248-8333, or visit BaysideResortParksville.com to book your event or your stay today. Canucks and Blue Jackets tonight at Rogers Arena. It looks like Thatcher Demko is going to be a backup tonight. That's our guest. Bottom line, though, it's the Blue Jackets and Canucks, and Don Waddell joins us now from the Blue Jackets. First year on the job as GM. Don, thanks for doing this, sir. How are you?
I'm excellent, gentlemen. Yeah. Glad to be with you.
Yeah, no problem. You know, I was looking at your DB page. You played one National Hockey League game, 1980-81 with the LA Kings. I'm sure you're aware of that. Jim Rutherford was part of the Kings organization back then. He played just 3 games. Did your paths cross way back then?
No, what's really funny is I wore his number. He was before me, and I ended up wearing number 29, the same jersey he wore when he was in LA. So it was kind of funny.
It must have been fun hanging out with the great Marcel Dion, I would imagine, back in the day.
Yeah, no, I was fortunate to be up there for quite a bit of time, but only got to play one game, and good group of guys. And obviously, when you're that young, you never expect that at first to make it to play a game, but then once you're there, you hope you play a lot more. And it's one game I'll remember for sure, though, against the New York Rangers in the old LA Forum in January of 81.
Just fabulous. Oilers last night up at Edmonton, a 6-3 win over your Blue Jackets team. Tough to get a point or two when Connor McDavid, Don, is piling up 4 assists.
Yeah, no, he's obviously, if not the best, one of the best players in our league, and it's hard to shut him down. It's he's free flowing, and when he's moving, it's hard to stop him. So yeah, not surprised by the results, the way he was playing.
Yeah, you were 5-1-1 going into that game under Dean Evison. He used to coach the Vancouver Giants, the junior team out here. What's your opinion of the job he's done in his first 2 months with the Blue Jackets, Don?
Well, the one thing that I always say with our team, we come to play every night, and doesn't mean we're going to win every night, but we usually play hard every night. And to me, that's how we've gotten our results. We might not be the most skilled team in the league. We got a lot of players, a lot of young players are still learning their way. But with Dean, I know we're going to give an effort every night and give ourselves a chance to win every night. So that's all you can ask. We're in a process that we took over here this year that we got some work to do, no doubt about it, and we're going to continue to try to move this franchise forward.
Hey, Don, you got a couple of local kids on your team from our area, Kent Johnson and also Dante Fabro. Can you tell us a little bit about how both those guys are doing?
Yeah, well, Kent, he had an up and down season last year, came to camp, had a good summer, came to camp in a really good frame of mind, and you can see that he put a little weight on in the summertime and had a great camp, came out, was our best player the first 3 games before he got hurt. And then when he came back, he didn't miss a beat. He's been outstanding. He's going to be a premier player in this league for many, many years. He's got his hockey IQ is just off the charts. He makes plays that most guys can even dream about. So I think his future looks bright. Fabro, we picked up on waivers. I watched him a lot when I was in Carolina, especially the year that we had the short season with the COVID years where we played Nashville quite a bit of times. And at that time, he was playing with Yossi, and I thought he did a really good job with their team. And so I know the player for a period of time. And then, as they started to add some players, he became kind of the man out, and Nashville ended up putting him on waivers. So since we picked him up, he's got 3 goals, which is probably a little bit of a surprise. But going into the other night, he was plus 14, which was leading our team in plus minus. And, we put him right with Zach Werenski, who's having a phenomenal year. And I think he's the perfect partner for Zach. And I think that tandem's worked out very well.
Hey, Don, what about this Canucks team? What kind of problems do they pose when you watch them play?
Well, they try to play fast too, like a lot of teams, and they got some really skilled players, and they we don't want to get in a run and gun game with them. That's for sure. We want to try to keep it tight checking, and even though goal scoring last 3 games have been limited, we've been scoring some goals, but we don't want to get into a 5-4 or 6-5 game. We got to try to keep them shut down to just a few goals where we give ourselves a chance to win. But I expect them to be coming out tonight as they usually do at home, very hard, and try to survive that first period. If you can do that, you can be in pretty good shape going forward.
Don, this is Canada. We love trade rumors. That it's a big part of a hockey season up here. There's reports this morning that you're one of the teams in on Jacob Trouba. Can you give us anything there?
Yeah. Lots of talk about it. Obviously, my job as the general manager, whenever players either become available or you have some ideas with teams, you got to stay on top of it. So certainly we've had talks with the Rangers. I'm not sure where it's going to end up at this point, but anytime players are available that we think can help our team, regardless if it's through the waiver wire trades or the draft, we got to look at that. So certainly we've taken a look at this deal with the Rangers.
We're talking with Don Waddell, Columbus Blue Jackets GM. Jackets and Canucks tonight, Rogers Arena. Pardon me for not knowing this, Don, but were you in Calgary on Tuesday?
I was. Yeah, I was in Calgary, and obviously had another celebration of life with the Gaudreau family, and I thought Calgary did a tremendous job with it. And it doesn't matter if every day it's touching, and when you have days like that where it's recognized by the whole community in Calgary, it was a very emotional day.
Don, what measures did your organization take to help players and members of the entire staff deal with the loss of Johnny Gaudreau?
Well, first we made all the experts that we had through the NHLPA for the players and through our own doctors at Ohio Health available to not only the players but staff. But the other thing we've done, and we've talked a lot about it. We met with the players, and we had we talked about Johnny, and we told stories. The guys that had played with him for a long time. I think it's better. Everybody grieves differently, but I think people kind of getting around the same room in the locker room talking about Johnny's, how he dressed, how he ate, and all those things. I think that was instead of just not talking about it, I think this was a good healing process that'll continue on forever.
Yeah. Hey, Don, Sean Monahan, we saw evidence of this Tuesday night in Calgary. He was as close to Johnny Gaudreau as anybody else in the National Hockey League. He's having a strong season in the face of adversity. What does that say about him?
He's been incredible. I can't say enough good things on and off the ice. So, as you said, what he obviously chose Columbus for several reasons, and obviously Johnny was one of them. Mm-hmm. I try to talk to Sean on a daily basis. I go through the room and just check on him because he's carrying a heavy heart. But how he's led our team, he's not a real vocal guy, but he's become more vocal as the season progresses here. But he shows up every day at the rink, whether it's practice or game, as a true professional. Goes out and does everything that's asked from him on each and every day at night. So I can't say enough good things about Sean and not only how he's handled this, but how he's been playing.
Tough turn, Don, but before we let you go, Ray Ferraro was on the show yesterday. He says hi, of course. You used to be his boss in Atlanta, former Thrashers GM. Do you think the NHL could work given a third opportunity in Atlanta, Georgia?
Yeah, I do. And I'll give you my own reasons. Okay. This is just my personal belief that, a couple of things. One is the franchise started off when I got there in 99 or 98. We started playing 99 with very strong ownership. Ted Turner brought the team to Atlanta. And then when we went through when his company merged with AOL decided to sell all the 3 sports teams. The ownership there, 9 owners bought the team, didn't know each other, were put together by the NBA. had all probably different thoughts of how they're going to run the Hawks and the Thrashers, and it's very public. It became a litigation amongst the owners, and it was. So I don't know if hockey was really given a chance under that ownership, but I also think that two things that I know that I've heard, that I don't know the people that are, I know the names of the people that are involved, but it's the location of where the Braves just moved out of the city, where they relocated to that north part of Atlanta, and where the potential new arena would go, I think is a home run. 90% of our season ticket holders were from the north part of the city. So I think that if you have strong ownership, you have great location, I do think it has a chance.
Well, Don, this has been great. Thanks so much for doing this, and I think your team has surprised a lot of people this year. Ray was talking about how fast you are and how great you are offensively. So again, he sends all the best to you. We can't thank you enough for doing this.
No, I appreciate it with you, and I wish I could say the same about Ray.
I'll relay the message. Thanks, Don.
Thanks, guys.